Have you ever wondered if something as ordinary as taking a shower could actually be one of the riskiest parts of your day after 70? What if the very routine meant to refresh you could quietly increase the chances of fainting, falling, or even triggering a serious heart event? And most importantly, did you know that the timing of your shower could make all the difference between feeling safe and putting your body under hidden stress? It may sound surprising because showering feels harmless, even soothing. But research shows that for older adults, certain times of the day are far more dangerous than others. When you step into the shower at the wrong moment, your body's natural rhythms, your circulation, your blood pressure, and your temperature control can all work against you. The risk doesn't announce itself loudly. Instead, it builds silently in ways that only become clear when dizziness, weakness, or a sudden imbalance strikes. In this video, we're going to break down the most dangerous times for seniors to shower and explain why these moments, often the ones you'd least expect, can quietly place your heart, brain, and balance at risk. These 5 insights are drawn from medical research, real-life cases, and patterns observed by geriatric specialists who have studied how aging affects circulation, temperature regulation, and neurological response. If you've ever had a dizzy spell after bathing, or noticed that you sometimes feel strangely weak after a shower, but couldn't explain why, the answers may be here. Stay with us until the very end, because the last point we'll cover is rarely discussed, but it could make all the difference in how you begin or end your day safely. Let's get started. Number 1, showering too early in the morning. When you first wake up, your body is still shifting from deep rest to full alertness. Your blood pressure is trying to stabilize, your heart rate is slowly increasing, and your circulation is catching up after hours of lying still. In this vulnerable window, stepping into a hot shower can be more than just a jolt. It can be a dangerous strain on an already adjusting system. For seniors, especially those over 70, this transition from rest to full alertness is not always smooth. Stepping into the shower too quickly, particularly within the first 15 to 30 minutes of waking, can put sudden stress on the body, almost like a shock it isn't prepared to handle. Here's why. At that early hour, your blood vessels are still slightly constricted, your core temperature is lower than usual, and your circulation is just beginning to adjust after hours of lying down. As you shift from a lying position to standing, your body is already working hard just to maintain balance. Now imagine adding the heat, the steam, and the upright posture of a shower on top of that. The combination creates a perfect storm that can lead to dizziness, fainting, or even a sudden drop in blood pressure. Take the story of Jerry, an 81-year-old who had followed the same morning routine for years. He would wake at 6 a.m. and head straight into the bathroom to shower before breakfast. One morning, without any warning signs, he collapsed. He hadn't felt sick, he hadn't felt weak. He simply blacked out. Later, his doctor explained that his body couldn't handle the rapid shift from sleep to standing to hot water in under 10 minutes. His blood pressure couldn't stabilize fast enough. The solution was simple but life-changing. Jerry was advised to wait at least 30 minutes after waking, drink a glass of water, and perhaps do a little light stretching before showering. From that moment on, the fainting spells stopped. He still enjoys his morning showers, but now his body has time to prepare. This isn't about living in fear. It's about understanding the way the aging body works. Your circulatory system needs a little time to catch up when you first wake, and when you give it that time, you give your brain, your heart, and your balance a much better chance to keep you safe. So if your routine has always been rolling straight out of bed and into the shower, it may be worth rethinking. A short pause can mean the difference between risk and resilience. It could very well be one of the smartest adjustments you make this year. Number 2, very hot showers before bedtime. There's no denying the comfort of stepping into a warm shower at night. The heat relaxes tired muscles, washes away the day's tension, and often feels like the perfect way to prepare for sleep. But if that water is too hot, and especially if you're over 70, what feels soothing may actually be doing more harm than good. Hot water significantly raises your core body temperature. It forces your blood vessels to expand and signals your heart to work harder, pumping faster than it needs to. For younger adults, this usually isn't a concern. But for older individuals, whose cardiovascular systems don't respond as quickly as they once did, that sudden surge of heat can quietly throw the body's balance off track. The hidden problem comes later. When your body overheats close to bedtime, it must work overtime to cool itself back down. That cooling process isn't just important for comfort, it's essential for deep, restorative sleep and for keeping blood pressure and heart rate steady throughout the night. For seniors, the combination of excess heat, natural age-related changes in circulation, and increased strain on the heart can raise the risk of nighttime cardiac events or even sleep-related strokes. Consider Marilyn, age 77. She had a long-standing routine of taking very hot showers before bed, partly because the heat eased the stiffness in her joints and relieved her arthritis pain. But night after night, she found herself waking up dizzy, anxious, or simply too sluggish to feel rested in the morning. After a conversation with her doctor, she made two simple changes. She turned the water temperature down a few degrees and moved her shower to right after dinner instead of immediately before bed. The results were striking. Her sleep became steadier, her mornings clearer, and the late-night discomfort faded. So while the temptation of a steaming shower before sleep is strong, it may be worth rethinking. Could adjusting the temperature and timing be the key to protecting both your rest and your heart? The results were undeniable. Her sleep improved, her blood pressure stabilized, and those unsettling nighttime awakenings gradually disappeared. If you truly enjoy your evening shower, there's no need to give it up altogether. But consider lowering the temperature to comfortably warm instead of steaming hot, and give yourself at least an hour afterward to cool down before climbing into bed. And if you've been waking up with night sweats, sudden palpitations, or that foggy morning confusion, this single adjustment may be exactly what your body has been asking for all along. If you're still here watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're with us. And if you haven't already, take a moment to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly helps us continue creating valuable content to both inform and inspire. Now, let's move on. Number 3. Showering right after eating. After a meal, your body naturally shifts its priorities. A significant amount of blood flow is redirected to the stomach and digestive organs, working to break down food, absorb nutrients, and regulate blood sugar. For younger individuals, this redistribution happens smoothly, often without them noticing. But as we grow older, the body's ability to manage circulation, especially when there are competing demands, becomes less efficient. That's why stepping into a shower right after eating can be unexpectedly risky for seniors. Add in the heat of the water or the effort of standing too long, and you may be pulling vital blood flow away from the digestive process, leaving both your stomach and your circulation struggling to keep up. And when you challenge your cardiovascular system in this way, all at once, the outcome can be alarming. Dizziness, lightheadedness, sudden drops in blood pressure, or in more serious cases, fainting spells, and even near-stroke symptoms caused by reduced blood flow to the brain. I remember speaking with Walter, age 75, who had a long-standing routine of eating breakfast, sipping his coffee, and immediately heading to the bathroom for a shower. A few times, he felt woozy and unsteady under the hot water, but he dismissed it as nothing more than just getting older. It wasn't until he experienced a minor fall that his doctor explained what was really happening. Walter's body was prioritizing digestion, directing blood flow to his stomach, but the heat and upright posture of the shower demanded blood elsewhere, leaving his brain shortchanged and vulnerable. Since making one small adjustment, waiting at least 45 minutes after eating before stepping into the shower, he hasn't had a single dizzy spell. The change was simple, but the impact was life-changing. So, if you've ever felt weak, overheated, or off balance while showering soon after a meal, consider this your body's warning sign. It's not something to ignore. Give your system time to digest. Allow the meal to settle and let your circulation stabilize before you turn on the water. It's a small shift in timing, but it could protect you from a dangerous fall or something far more serious. Now, let's look at another hidden risk. Number 4. Showering during peak midday heat in poorly ventilated homes. This is a quiet but significant danger that many older adults overlook, especially those living in warmer climates or in older houses where ventilation isn't strong enough to handle heat and humidity. Showering during the hottest part of the day, when indoor heat has already built up, can quietly create a dangerous situation. Around noon to mid-afternoon, your body temperature naturally rises. Add to that the heat trapped inside homes, and you have a recipe for overheating. Now picture stepping into a warm shower during that window, in a bathroom with little airflow or no fan at all. Suddenly, you're surrounded by steam. Your blood vessels expand, your body struggles to regulate temperature, and your ability to cool down becomes severely limited. This is even more concerning for older adults, who often have a reduced sweat response. The problem here isn't just about feeling uncomfortable, it's about thermoregulation. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at controlling heat, which makes seniors far more vulnerable to heat-related stress. When the body overheats, it shifts resources to the skin and extremities in an attempt to cool itself, but often at the expense of vital organs, including the brain and heart. The results can be dangerous: nausea, disorientation, sudden drops in blood pressure, or in severe cases, fainting and even cardiac events. Take Betty, age 80. She often showered right after lunch, especially on hot days, thinking the water would help her feel cooler. But instead, she noticed she was left exhausted and more drained than refreshed. Her son decided to check the bathroom conditions with a thermometer and a small fan. To their surprise, even before the water was turned on, the room temperature had climbed to over 84 degrees. After that discovery, Betty adjusted her routine. She moved her showers to late morning, kept the fan running, and left the door slightly cracked. The result was dramatic. She finished her showers feeling lighter, stable, and genuinely refreshed. So if you tend to shower in the mid-afternoon, pause and take a closer look at your bathroom's ventilation. Is it warm and humid before you even turn on the water? That small detail could be the difference between walking out of the bathroom feeling energized or stepping into a hidden health risk. Use fans when you can, open a window if possible, and avoid very warm water during those peak hours. The truth is, your body won't always give you a clear warning. Instead, it reacts silently, and often by the time you notice the signals, like dizziness or fatigue, it's already under strain. If you're still with us and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support makes it possible for us to keep creating content that informs, inspires, and helps protect your health. Now, let's move forward. Number 5. Cold morning showers and vascular shock. For some people, a cold shower is seen as invigorating, an instant jolt to wake up the body and sharpen the senses. But for seniors, especially those with heart issues or blood pressure concerns, that same shock can be far more than uncomfortable. It can actually be dangerous. When cold water hits the skin, particularly early in the morning when your body is still transitioning from rest to full alertness, the reaction is immediate. Blood vessels constrict sharply as your body scrambles to preserve core temperature. While this response is natural, in older adults, it can push blood pressure up suddenly, creating significant strain on the heart. The risk doesn't stop there. That sudden constriction reduces circulation to the extremities, and more critically, it can limit the flow of oxygen-rich blood to the brain for several vital moments. The consequences? A wave of dizziness, lightheadedness, fainting, or in more serious cases, a mini-stroke or cardiac event if arteries are already narrowed. So while the idea of a bracing cold shower may sound healthy or energizing, for seniors, it's a risk not worth taking. A safer alternative is to opt for comfortably warm water, allowing your body to ease into the day rather than shock it into motion. After all, isn't it better to start the morning steady, balanced, and safe, rather than testing the limits of your heart and circulation? I remember Bill, 73, who decided to take up cold showers after reading about their supposed anti-aging benefits. Back in his 40s and 50s, he had no problem with them. But now, just a few seconds under icy water left him breathless and slightly dizzy. At first, he brushed it off as nothing serious. Then one morning, he collapsed in the shower without warning. Emergency responders later explained that the likely cause was a sudden spike in blood pressure triggered by the cold shock, compounded by the natural age-related changes in circulation. Thankfully, Bill made a full recovery. But the experience was a wake-up call. From that point on, he switched to a warm rinse and hasn't looked back. The truth is, for those over 70, there's no need to test your body's limits with extreme cold water. If you enjoy cooler temperatures, the safer approach is to ease into them gradually. Begin with lukewarm water, then lower the temperature slightly over time, or better yet, save the cooler rinse for midday when your body is already fully awake, your blood is flowing, and your temperature is stable. Your circulatory system has worked tirelessly for you through decades of life. Why shock it into overdrive first thing in the morning with an ice-cold blast? A gentle, steady start is not only more comfortable, but often the smartest and safest way to begin your day. Final thoughts. As we grow older, health isn't just about what we do, it's about when we do it. Timing can quietly make all the difference. Something as ordinary as a shower, when taken at the wrong moment, can place unexpected strain on your heart, your brain, and even your balance. These risks often go unnoticed until it's too late, which is why understanding them matters so much. You've now learned 5 specific times when showering can carry hidden dangers. None of them have anything to do with cleanliness. Instead, they're about whether your body is truly prepared for the physical demands of that moment. By paying attention to timing, you're not just protecting your health, you're choosing safety, stability, and peace of mind in your daily routine. So, pause for a moment and think carefully. When do you usually shower? Is it right after waking up, while your body is still adjusting? Right after a meal, when your blood is busy with digestion? Late at night, when your heart and brain are winding down? Or maybe during a hot, stuffy afternoon, when your body is already struggling to cool itself? The encouraging truth is that small, thoughtful changes can have a big impact. Waiting at least 30 minutes after waking before stepping into the shower, giving your meal time to settle, keeping the water comfortably warm instead of steaming hot, avoiding cold shocks that your circulation can't handle, and making sure your bathroom isn't a trapped pocket of heat. These are not just tips. They are protective habits, simple acts of self-care that speak volumes to your body. Each one is like a quiet message saying, "I'm paying attention, I care, I want to keep you safe." Because once you pass 70, every decision you make about your health truly matters. Even something as ordinary as when you bathe can either support your energy, stability, and longevity, or quietly add risks that go unnoticed until it's too late. When you choose wisely, you're not just preserving your health, you're actively protecting your independence, your confidence, and your peace of mind. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments one thing you learned and how you plan to apply it in your own life. Your thoughts and experiences are not only valuable to us, but also to others who may be facing the same challenges. Reading your comments gives us encouragement to keep creating content that matters. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who may benefit. Your support allows us to continue making informative and inspiring content. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace always. And remember to subscribe to my channel so you never miss future videos.